This is South Korea's Dasoni channel that delivers various information about South Korea. Viewers, aren't you curious about the history of Korea? Finally, I am posting my first video of Korean history. It might be a bit boring. I'd really appreciate it if you enjoyed watching it. In this video, let's take a look at what kind of dynasties existed on the Korean peninsula. Let's learn about the Dangun myth, the founding myth of Korea. The Korean peninsula is another term that refers to Korean territory. First, successive dynasties in Korea. Successive dynasties in Korea have different historical backgrounds and characteristics. It also forms an important part of Korean history. Gojoseon existed from 2333 BC to 108 BC. It's a dynasty located north of the Korean peninsula and across Chinese territory. It was the first country in Korean history and was founded by the Dangun Wangjeom. It was a society based on agriculture and commerce, and it formed an iron culture. It also has a centralized system. It was destroyed by the invasion of the Han Dynasty of China in 108 BC. After the fall of Gojoseon, 3 countries appeared on the Korean peninsula. They are Silla, Baekje, and Goguryeo. Buddhism was introduced during this period, and it still has a lot of influence to this day. The period when these 3 countries coexisted is called the Three Kingdoms period. Silla was founded in 57 BC and existed until 1668. It is a dynasty located in what is now Gyeongsang-do, southeast of the Korean peninsula. Silla was founded by Park Hyuk-jeos. It started out as a small minority of tribal nations. Later, as the monarchy was strengthened, a centralized system was established. Silla built many temples and Buddha statues. Silla was an ancient kingdom that played a very important role in Korean history, united with China's Tang dynasty in the 7th century to unify the 3 countries. Baekje was founded in 18 BC and existed until 660. It is a dynasty located in the eastern and western regions of the Korean peninsula in Jeollado and Chungcheong-do. We were rich in maritime trade, and culture and art developed. We continued to maintain friendly relations with Japan. It delivered various advanced cultures and techniques such as Buddhism and Buddhist scriptures. Even now, architectural styles and relics passed down at this time remain in Japan. Some Baekje people also influenced Japanese culture and politics. There was also a capital in the Han River Basin, so we could trade with China right away. It also influenced the Chinese land Yoseo and Tamna regions. Tamna is now Jeju Island. In 660, it's destroyed by the combined attack of the Tang dynasty and Silla. Goguryeo was founded in 37 BC and existed until 668. It is a dynasty located north of the Korean peninsula and across Chinese territory. Goguryeo was a country with a large territory with strong military power, but from the 6th century it became politically unstable. As the surrounding countries grow, they start to decline. In the 7th century, the Sui and Tang dynasties of China continued to invade. The nation's power has declined due to a long period of war. In 668, it's destroyed by the combined attack of the Tang dynasty and Silla. The three countries are unified by Silla. However, as Silla united with the Tang dynasty, much of Goguryeo territory is handed over to the Tang dynasty. Unified Silla existed from 668 to 935. This period achieved a golden age of political stability and culture. Buddhism has become the central culture of the country. Based on this, colorful Buddhist art and architecture developed. However, later generations, the internal power struggle intensified. The government gradually lost control of the provinces. Taking advantage of this opportunity, local forces established a new country. Goguryeo appeared in the old lands of Goguryeo, which was destroyed. The Baekje appears in the old lands of Baekje, which was destroyed. This period from 892 to 936 is called the Later Three Kingdoms period. Unified Silla was destroyed by Goguryeo in 936. This concludes the 1,000-year history of the Silla dynasty, which began in 57 BC. Balhae. 30 years after the fall of Goguryeo, Goguryeo's descendants found the Balhae dynasty on the old land of Goguryeo. This era is called the North-South era. Goryeo. Goryeo existed from 918 to 1392. Goguryeo unified the later three kingdoms and changed the country's name to Goryeo. Buddhism flourished and Buddhist culture developed. In particular, pottery techniques such as celadon have developed remarkably. During the Goryeo dynasty, there were several Mongol invasions. This results in numerous casualties and loss of cultural heritage. In the second half of the year, it declined due to internal power struggles and external aggression. It ends up being destroyed. Joseon existed from 1392 to 1910. Joseon was founded by Yi Seonggae, a general of Goryeo. Confucianism was the fundamental ideology of the state. Culturally, he left important achievements such as the creation of Hangul. At the end of the 19th century, it was decimated by external aggression and internal division. It's forcibly annexed by Japan in 1910, and the Joseon dynasty is destroyed. Successive dynasties in Korea formed different historical backgrounds and cultures. It also greatly influenced the identity and history of the Korean people. We plan to make a separate video about each dynasty. Second, the Dangun myth. In many countries around the world, stories related to the founding of the country are told. There is also an interesting story about the founding of the country in Korea. The story about the founding of Korea is called the Dangun myth. The Dangun myth is about Gojoseon, the first country on the Korean peninsula in the history book. The Dangun myth plays a big role in explaining the roots of Korean identity and culture. The story is as follows. There was the god of heaven, Huanan. Huanan makes his son Huanweng rule the human world. Huanweng descends from the sky to Taebaeksan Mountain. Taebaeksan Mountain is Baekdusan Mountain in the North Korean region. Hwanung comes down with several gods who govern nature, including the god of the wind, and it spreads knowledge to humans. So far we've talked about it means that among many tribes, one tribe with strong power appeared. One day, a bear and a tiger catch Hwanan. They ask Hwanan to help them become human beings. Hwanan asks the two animals to eat only mugwort and garlic for 100 days. And they say, "Don't look at the sun in the cave." The tiger couldn't bear it and ran away. But bears persistently endure and turn into women. A bear who turns into a woman marries Hwanweng, who ruled the human world. So far we've talked about it means that a queen from another tribe was elected and married. A son is born between a bear who turned into a woman and Hwanweng. His name is Dangun. Dangun founded the country of Gojoseon in 2333 BC. Gojoseon is the first country to appear in Korean history books. Dangun is a descendant of heaven and is called the founder of the Korean people. So far we've talked about it means that Dangun united several tribes that were divided to form a single nation. Dangun has made various achievements. His name has an important meaning in history and tradition. Koreans call him Dangun Wangjeom. Dangun means the head of a memorial service. Wangjeom means a political leader. The Dangun myth is more than just a myth. For Koreans, Dangun is the root and identity of the nation. It is also a symbol of unity and pride. Even today, many Koreans find their roots through Dangun. In this video, we learned about various dynasties and Dangun myths in Korea. Have a happy day today and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.